Hello, Jeremiah Cheatham here with Jeremiah's Guitar Lessons. In this video, I wanted to walk you through the components or the parts of the electric guitar. So I already did a video on the acoustic guitar. The electric guitar is very much the same in many ways, but does have some differences. So we have the headstock. We have the machine heads or tuners. They still tune the wires to a higher or lower note. We still have the logo, the branding logo. We have access to a truss rod up here. Same idea with the truss rod going inside the neck, counteracting the pull of the strings to pull the neck forward. It's counteracting it, and it's adjustable so you can get the right relief that you need. So the truss rod access is actually up there. We have the nut here. The nut holds the strings to the correct spacing apart. It's also where the strings bend over so the vibration occurs and gets shunted to the guitar right where the nut is, so those vibrations get transferred to the guitar at the nut. There's also, you could call it the 0 fret. That's where, you know, the open strings are going to vibrate to. Now we have the fretboard. The fretboard has the frets themselves, has the fret markers, and it's on this guitar it's made out of maple. It's actually part of the neck. It's not even a different piece of wood, but we still call it the fretboard. On some electrics it's going to be rosewood or other materials. So we got the frets, we have the strings, and it goes from thickest to thinnest. This is actually the 6th string on top, so we're going to go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay, so it's the thinnest string is on the bottom, but it's the 1 string. And the thickest string is on the top, and it's the 6th string. We have fret wires here. That is going from top to bottom. You see all these fret wires. And this is what you use to change the note of the string. So if I'm playing an E, if I press between the nut and the 1st fret wire, that's called the 1st fret. And now the string is going to be basically shorter because it's vibrating over that 1st fret wire. Now I'm playing an F note. Or if I did on the 5th, I'd be playing an A note. So that is the fret wires or the frets. Now we have fret markers, and that's on the 3rd, the 5th, the 7th, the 9th, the 12th, and so on up the neck. These are just to help you quickly identify what fret to get to. If you're playing a song and you need to get to the 5th fret, you don't need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I have a marker there, so I can just go right to that marker. I have the 5th fret lined up. And it also has them on the top here, markers as well. So you don't need to look at the front of your guitar. You can just look down on it and you still see it. So that is the neck of the guitar. Right here is the strap pins, and there's a strap pin over here as well. Now we have the body of the guitar. This is where we changed from the acoustic guitar, because this is called a solid body. Even though there is a cavity in here where the pickups and whatnot, we still call this a solid body. Now it's not necessarily a solid piece of wood. It could be other pieces of wood glued together, but it is still solid. And if you get to the Gibsons or the Epiphones, they might actually be chambered inside as well, but you can't see it. It appears to be a solid wood, but they may have chambered it to make it lighter. But basically there's no sound box going on here. There's no sound hole. There's no sound escaping. You know, this is not for creating sound that you can hear in your room. This is for plugging in to an amplifier. So to do that, we have these pickups right here. These are called single coil pickups. And this is the neck pickup because it's on the neck side. Center pickup because it's between the pickups. And we have a bridge pickup because it's on the bridge side. So the neck pickup is controlled by the switch being all the way up, And if we want to go between these two pickups, a combination of the two, we go the neck switch down, and then the center position is center, those two, and bridge. We got two tone knobs here. The top tone knob is for the neck pickup. The bottom tone knob is for the center pickup, and there is no tone for the bridge pickup. I have no clue why there isn't one. Yeah, I have no clue why there isn't one. I think maybe initially Fender was trying to make cheap guitars and make them fast, and I think they just didn't bother to put in another knob. There's a volume knob that's for the volume for all the pickups. So whatever position you're in, that volume knob affects the volume of whatever pickup you're at. This is where you plug in the 1/4-inch jack. It's a mono plug. And this is the scratch plate. This whole area right here is actually the pickguard or scratch plate. There's on the back, there's more evidence of the cheapness of the Fender design. We have the neck is actually screwed on to the rest of the guitar. That is the worst thing you can do when transferring vibrations from the neck to the body, is to screw two different woods together. But Fender's style initially was to create very cheap guitars that would make it possible for anybody to buy and mass produce them like Henry Ford did with his cars. Even though that the prices are expensive today, the design has not changed. There is also a screw here. This bridge actually can sit down a little further than it is, and it can actually pull up as well, and that will either tighten if it's sitting down further, it'll tighten the strings, or if it's pulled up, it'll loosen the strings, and that is a tremolo. I don't have it in right now, but you would screw that tremolo in, you'd have a bar, and you could go like this, and it would adjust the bridge. So this is the electric guitar. I'm going to show you another type of electric guitar. This is a Fender Stratocaster style. If you have a Fender Telecaster, it's going to be almost the exact same. There just might be different number of pickups or knobs, but everything's going to be pretty much the same. There is variations always with any guitar, but that is a Fender Stratocaster style. Let me show you this other guitar here. This is a Epiphone Sheridan, and this is designed after a Gibson ES335, and this is what is called a semi-hollow guitar. So we have these F holes, you see. Now you're thinking maybe it's an acoustic guitar, but it's actually not. These are actually chambers right here and right here. It doesn't go through the whole body, because if it did, you might get a lot of feedback from your monitors when you're playing. So they actually have a solid piece of wood through the middle, but the sides are chambers. So you get a little bit of the sustain and sound and whatnot from having chambers, but you don't get as much of the feedback. So this is called a semi-hollow guitar. So it's not a hollow body. There's another type of guitar that is a hollow body, where it is hollow through the whole thing. And it could be this thick, or it might be thicker. And that would be called a full hollow body or a jazz box. But this is a semi-hollow. The other thing that you'll notice here is on this one you have the tuners on one side or the other. That is just Gibson style. Everything else is the same from the electric guitar. The pickguard is kind of this floating pickguard. We have a volume knob and a tone knob for each pickup. So in the up position, I'm on the neck pickup, and I have a volume and tone knob for that neck pickup. In the center, I'm a combination of the two, and on the bottom, I have volume and tone for the bridge pickup. Now these pickups are different than the Fender style pickups. These are called humbuckers, and they're like two pickups in one, but they're put together. It's instead of a single coil, it's got two coils in there. They both are humbuckers. And you're going to see this on Les Paul style guitars and other guitars. You'll see either humbuckers or single coils, and their humbuckers are these chunky wide ones, and the single coils are smaller. But everything else is actually pretty much the same. So this is still the bridge here. This is either called the bridge or the end plate, I believe, or the tailpiece. Could be called the tailpiece, but that would really be on the jazz ones when it's coming through the tail. But this is This is a ES335 style guitar. It's an Epiphone Sheridan actually, but you're going to see this kind of same features on this guitar and the same kind of electronic setup on Les Pauls and other guitars. So between those two guitars, you're going to see most of the guitars out there. So that is the electric guitar.